see me or hear from me, you should be able to. Hi everyone, this is Emma from Emma G Marketing. I am just logging in, so if you should be able to ask questions and answered. So try again, just give me a second. Just trying to see who's here. Okay. For some reason, the question and answers is not enabling today, so just give me a second. Right, apologies. I had difficulties logging into the internet, so apologies. Just getting in here now, so I'm hoping everyone is online. I'm just giving everyone maybe 30 seconds or so just to get in. And I'm just actually going to put on my headset so that hopefully you will hear me that little bit better. Right, so you should be able to hear me a little bit better. So if you bear with me, I'll just see if I can get the questions and answers to enable. For some reason, it is disabled. So, okay, right. Well, okay, well, look, I need to get started. And first of all, I would like to welcome everyone to my first webinar, actually, on LinkedIn. And basically, I am going to use today to show you how to use LinkedIn and how you can use it for your business in an effective way to help you grow your business in a way that helps you essentially to make more money. So I suppose, first of all, you can see me here. So I do have a presentation started. So what I'm going to do is I am going to switch over to my PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to go through that. Equally, I'm going to go through LinkedIn online as well. So I'll be switching over and back. I hope that's okay with everyone. I'll also be going through my own introduction on PowerPoint as well. So just bear with me till I log into LinkedIn, because I'll just try questions and answers again. Unfortunately, it has decided it's disabled. Okay, well, apologies for that. If anyone has any questions, please email me at emma@emmadmarketing.ie, and that should work. I'm just seeing, do I have viewers? Are people connected to me? Okay. Right. Okay. Notice. Okay. According to this, I'll just see how many users I have. Okay. Right. Well, basically, I am going to kick off with this broadcast. You should be able to see when I switch over to PowerPoint. So if you bear with me, we're going to get some funny looking stuff across the screen, and then you will be able to see the PowerPoint. So just bear with me now. So go to the entire screen. Okay. 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 No. With me. Logging in. Post. Yeah. Okay. There we've got LinkedIn. So that's what your profile should look like. Yeah. Seems like I've no viewers, but I'm just not 100% sure. Yeah. Okay. The internet is very slow. So, oh, come on. Okay. Right. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead because I'll just have to send you all my link to it later. So I'm going to share the screen, and basically then I will look in my PowerPoint and I will go ahead and present today's presentation. So today we're going to talk about LinkedIn and just what it is and what it's about and how it can help you in your business. So first of all, my name is Emma Darcy from Emma D Marketing. And obviously I'm going to talk to you today about LinkedIn. I'm going to go through what it is, speak around your profile picture. It's something that's really, really important and very basic, and also about filling out your profile. Okay, so I suppose just a bit about my own story. First of all, I started out in the agricultural industry, buying and selling hay and straw, cattle, horses. So that's kind of how I started out as an entrepreneur. I then went on to work as a veterinary nurse, and I have buying drugs there. But essentially, I would have bought all the medication and whatnot for veterinary surgery while I worked as a veterinary nurse. I also then worked for Lidl Ireland, a German supermarket chain with, I think, about 5,000 shops at this point in time. I got a lot of very good experience as a salesperson and in purchasing in Lidl, and I was responsible for bringing in up to 15 million euros worth of stock in 1 week. Responsible for ordering for all of Ireland, gained a lot of experience about business, about retail, about merchandising, just about the whole aspect of retailing. I then went on to do a world trip, and I did some whitewater rafting, as you can see, in New Zealand. I did a lot of fun stuff around Australia and the States. I came back then, and I actually ended up working in the marketing industry, doing marketing research as a saleswoman, offline and online, doing retail especially. I also went back and did my business degree and German in 2006. I went back as a mature student, and I also did a master's in marketing as well, kind of a year-long course. And I suppose my biggest achievement really is as a mompreneur. So yes, I am a mompreneur. What that basically means is I'm an entrepreneur and equally a mom. That's my little daughter there on the right. Basically, I have had a business for a couple of years now, and I originally started off with integral marketing, and I've done a lot of events where I'm being worked as a speaker. You can see there in the shots, speaking about social media at BitConf. I've more recently changed my name to Emma D Marketing, just primarily because people got to know me and didn't really remember integral marketing. There's nothing wrong with it per se. It's just people remembering me, so I just switched to Emma D Marketing, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. Part of my own story as well is I've got a huge interest in horses, and I would have done a lot of horse sales, buying and selling. So I actually bought a horse one time for £60 and sold it later for a profit of 800. I used to ride out race horses and preparing them for races and for selling. And I suppose really what I'm trying to say is I've got a very good sales background, very good experience in sales in general across multiple products, retail and also horses and hay and straw in the agricultural industry and whatnot. And so it's been great, and it has given me kind of a wonderful background when it's come to working as a marketing consultant in the last few years. And you can see here as well, I'm also an entrepreneur, and that was the day I passed my master's or got my diploma from my master's. I've done B-School. I've done a lot of online marketing over the last year and a half in particular. I'm also CMO for an app called Fun Kid Days. So if any of you are looking to do something with your kids, you can do that as well. So I suppose really for today, I wanted to look at integrated marketing communication. So really I wanted to look around being able to, put together a strategy for marketing in general and how that kind of plays out. And what I wanted to do was, that I wanted to show you all that when you're looking at your marketing, you need to look at all the different now, just bear with me now a second. So yeah, I want to just go back to the Google Hangouts and see just the viewers and what it seems to be doing. Yeah. So try this link, Helen. Just people don't seem to be able to. Okay, so basically I just have to kick on really with my presentation. It just seems that I'm having quite a lot of technical difficulties, so if you bear with me, and I will send you all the presentation afterwards. So basically integrated marketing communications are all about advertising, public relations, sales promotion, personal selling, event management, direct response, digital communications, and I suppose really everything surrounds your target market. Who are they? Where do they hang out? What do they do? How can you get to them? And I suppose really today's presentation is about showing you how you can utilize LinkedIn to get to your target market. Now, so what you're thinking about when you're looking at your website, your online presence, you're looking at blogs, search engines, social media marketing, and obviously LinkedIn comes in under that sphere. You look at directory marketing, image and video. You have so much to think of in terms of integrating everything together. So really what I'd like you to look at today in terms of LinkedIn is to look at it as a professional profile whereby you can link with other professionals. LinkedIn can help you increase your revenue by, literally linking with other people online, and it's hugely important in terms of that. What else LinkedIn does as well is it shows awareness of your product or service. So if you've got a product or service, it's another platform like Twitter, like Facebook, whereupon you can put your product and service out there to business professionals. What you find is people, they look on your website, they look at different aspects of what different, be the website, Facebook, they look for referrals. So they're doing kind of information acquisition, whereby they're getting information about you or your service. They'll form opinions via other people's opinions. They look at attitudes of other people, their buying behavior. The post-purchase communication is also very important. So, for example, if somebody buys from you, that equally that you follow up and say thank you very much for buying, and I really appreciate it. That's really important. There's a thing called cognitive dissonance. So I suppose really what that is that it's buyer remorse. So a way of combating that is by literally going over with somebody when they buy from you and saying, that's fantastic, the quality of what you've just bought, reiterating why they've just bought it. And the reason that's important is because when they go home, when somebody checks and says, why did you buy the BMW? Why did you buy that particular service? They have 2 or 3 ready-made answers for that other person, because everyone wants to think that they've made a good decision in terms of being able to buy something that is relevant to them, but equally that other people think that they are cool or that they're savvy in terms of what they're doing. Evaluation is very important, so people will look back over the whole procedure and they will see what is working and what's not. So I suppose the other part then is that Google is your business card, and the way people find you is really important. And what I find is, particularly on LinkedIn, is I get found through Google. And Google, when you search my name, you'll find actually my LinkedIn page and my Twitter page. They're the main ones that you would find. And, it just kind of puts it to me that, okay, just bear with me. Just see if I can get people to log in, because I do think people... Great, so I think some people are actually in the Hangout, so if I can just see viewers, just move that there. There's no viewers yet, so apologies everyone, I seem to be having difficulties getting people here, so if you bear with me. Okay. Now just bear with me. So can people see me? 0 viewers. Okay, this is just going to have to be a replay. So apologies. Okay. Now people are emailing me probably as well. Okay, well I just really have to continue on because I'm not sure why those links aren't working. Okay, so basically, right, we just go back to the presentation and just show you what is working. Okay, so really what you're looking at is you're looking at, search is really important, and how you fill out your LinkedIn profile is really, really important. So that's why Google, I have it there, it's your business card. People oftentimes don't even have business cards anymore, particularly if you're in the online world. So, how you fill it out is really important. The other thing I want to point out today as well is that what we really need is a mind shift away from telling and selling in the kind of push marketing, and lean towards building relationships. And that's where LinkedIn comes in. It's all about building relationships. It's about being able to build a relationship that has lifelong value, and that even if people don't buy from you this year, that maybe they might buy from you next year, and so on and so forth, and that always you're helping people. That's really important. So helpful is the new viral. So really what that does is it shows customers and clients, potential clients, that you are interested in them, you are interested in what they need, and that you're helping them. And when you help them in sometimes the small ways, through blogging, through content on LinkedIn, this really helps them to understand who you are and what you stand for. And it means you solidify your name in their mind. So when they're thinking, in my example, when they're thinking of a marketing person, they should think of me. When they're thinking of a plumber, when they're thinking of a dentist, they're thinking of a solicitor, whatever the case is, whatever your business is, being helpful is the new viral. So the word gets out that you're very helpful, and therefore that signifies trust, and helps people to make that buying decision. Okay, so does a business need to use social media? Consumers like to network with people who have interests and desires that are similar to their own. So really, when you're filling out your LinkedIn profile, it's very important, to fill out your interests, your hobbies, fill out the entire document, because people like those like them. That's a saying in sales. So it's very important that you show, what you do, and that people can make a decision that they will use your product or service based on how you fill it out. LinkedIn is particularly important for business to business, and I'm in business to business myself, not necessarily business to consumer. So for me, it's really, really important that that I fill out my LinkedIn profile, because this is how people are finding me. It's basically your CV online. It's also an important way of people verifying who you are, particularly in this in the service industry. You can be introduced to business contacts, you get recommendations, you can get referrals, and it's a way of generating business as well. Just a couple of stats there. LinkedIn is the top social network for B2B marketing. This isn't a shock. Just 83% of marketers say they prefer to use LinkedIn for distributing B2B content, and more than half of vendors say they have generated sales through LinkedIn. Now, just bear with me. Am I just on a Google Hangout? I have 0. Large. So. Okay. Right. So LinkedIn is the top social network for B2B marketing, and 83% of marketers say they prefer LinkedIn to use LinkedIn for distributing content, which isn't a surprise. The average time spent on LinkedIn per month is 17 minutes. That's the average time. 91 of Fortune 100 companies use LinkedIn for finding candidates for recruitment. As I said, it's a professional network. There's 322 million people on LinkedIn. It gains 2 LinkedIn members per second. Sorry, just too quick there. The monthly unique viewers to LinkedIn is 187 million. LinkedIn is available in 20 different languages, so it just goes to show how widespread LinkedIn is. It's not as widespread as Facebook, but it is very much in a professional sphere. It's available, and it's where people go to find out if you are who you say you are. So I suppose one thing you need to look at then is your LinkedIn profile incredible? Will it encourage people to buy from you? Will they get a good sense of who you are, what you stand for? Will they understand that you're an expert in your field? So 40% of LinkedIn users check LinkedIn daily. If you include a photo, you increase viewership of your profile by 11%. LinkedIn reaches 200 countries. And another good stat is LinkedIn endorsements is 1 billion. And the average number of connections for a CEO is 930 connections. So a lot of people would have around the 200 mark. So it's worth looking at CEO who would be developing relationships with various different people by default with their position. So having 930 connections is really important, because when they're trying to sell something new, or they're trying to tell something new about their company, it means that they've 930 people that they can tell this news to that are directly related to them. It means as well, if they want to get accountancy information, marketing information, if they want to connect with other people about specific things in their industry, they can do it through LinkedIn and through their 930 connections. The percentage of LinkedIn users outside the US is 65%. I know a lot of you today are from Ireland and the UK, and that's a significant number, because often things are very much US based. So it's important for us to understand that it is actually available in the UK and Europe and Ireland, and that it is an important aspect of social media, in particular in the professional sphere, that it is used significantly by people outside of the United States. An interesting statistic as well is that male users are 56%, female users are 44%. So it just goes to show that there is kind of a sway towards male users and not towards female users. The percentage of LinkedIn users who make household decisions are 90%. So really the people that are on LinkedIn are the decision makers. So if you're looking at buying or selling anything rather, it is a really important statistic for you. Now just bear with me because we are on a Google Hangout, but I can't really see generic wise. Please. Okay. So bear with me. I just continue. So the percentage of LinkedIn users who make household decisions are 90%. That is phenomenal. So please remember that. Also, the percentage of LinkedIn users that don't have a Facebook account is 13%, that don't have a Pinterest account is 83%, and that don't have a Twitter account is 59%. So what does this mean? It means there's a specific type of person that's on LinkedIn who may not be on other social media. Therefore, you're in a unique position to target them when you're on LinkedIn. So it's very, very important that you understand that. Again, there's 322, I've written an incorrect figure there, million people on LinkedIn. 74% of them have college degrees. So really where this comes in is disposable income and whether they will or can buy from you. And that's a really important statistic to understand when you're thinking of your target market, because what you've got to remember is that, you know, when you're selling something, be it a product or service, you need to understand that you know, you're targeting people that have a disposable income, that have a need and a want for whatever it is you're selling, and you know, that's a really important aspect of LinkedIn. 82 out of 100 Fortune 100 companies use LinkedIn for hiring, and you know, that's kind of changed more recently. I don't know the stat there is 2 people joining every second. It's B2B. The average household salary actually is $109,000, which I think is around 80,000, 85,000 euros. Half are decision makers in the household, and we've just shown that 90% are actually the decision makers in the household. You can also export your database with a CSV file. So basically, if you wanted to contact everyone in your group or everyone in on your LinkedIn profile, you can actually export all of the details, all of their, you know, their name, their email, and so on into an Excel file, and you can upload that maybe into your email provider as well. Groups also represent great opportunities. So really what they do is they give you a sense of, you know, what's going on in your own industry. So what I tend to do is join marketing groups. If you're in pharmaceutical, you join pharmaceutical groups. If you're in whatever different groups, that you can join them, and that's really important as well, because it means you're kept up to date, that you're kind of what's new in that particular industry, but also you can interact and engage with other people in that industry as well. So LinkedIn groups, also a good thing to do is create a group relevant to your business. So for example, to create a marketing one, in my case, to create accountancy firm, if you're into flowers, if you're in the hotel industry, whatever it is that you're interested in, be a tourist or whatnot, that you create a group relevant to your business. And what that does is it positions you as an expert in that particular area, that particular industry. You can invite your contacts, you can get other contacts to come as well, and people usually organically want to join it. So it's a great way of broadening your network and connecting with newer people. And because you're the person that's the admin, you know, that you can kind of be the expert in the area in that particular group, and it creates value for others, and it helps people, and it establishes you as an expert in your area. So for example, I would write about marketing topics, other people would write about different things that are interesting to their specific area. So what you can also do as well is, when you're using your LinkedIn profile, is to like and share things, pretty much like Facebook or any of the social media. You can add LinkedIn share button on your website. That's very important as well. So if you are sharing our content in your website that's really relevant, like blog posts and whatnot, that you do have a LinkedIn share button on your website. That's very important, so people can actually share onto LinkedIn as well. As a group owner, you probably have approximately 4 messages a week, and you could email the group once a week. So that's just kind of a run-of-the-mill statistic that you could do. Okay, one really, really important aspect of LinkedIn is that you must have a professional headshot with a smiling picture. looks like you mean business, no holiday snaps. This makes you seem more approachable, easy to work with, etc. People, i.e. potential customers, make snap decisions every day. One look at your profile and they make a decision to stay or to go. And really that's why it's important to have like a very professional picture with your head and maybe your shoulders, smiling, you're approachable, and it really is kind of about making it inviting that they'll stay with you and make the decision to use your product or your service. Another interesting thing as well is to make sure you publish your profile. Some people actually go to the trouble of creating their profile and forget to publish it, which means that no one can actually see it. So it's really important that you actually publish your profile. Your profile will have the following headlines, like you'll get your picture like we just spoke about. There's a summary, and the summary really is just, it's like the old cover letters that you had at your CV. So it's a snapshot of what you do, and often people don't go beyond it. So it's very important that you have a very succinct summary that gives people in a snapshot like what it is you do and how you can help them. You also put in your LinkedIn profile your past positions, your education, your headline, your current position, your skills, what you're interested in. You also have the facility to put certifications, languages, volunteer experience, and so on and so forth. So it really gives a very good idea to people as to what you are actually like. So fill out everything so that potential clients can get a clear picture if you are the right person for them to contact. You can see here this is just an indication of the honours and awards, courses, patents that you've got pending or that you've got done, test scores, and so on. As I said, your summary is very important. It's very like a CV cover letter, and it gives people a clear indication of what it is you do. Use keywords. That's very important, that people may find you through search. So in other words, if you're in the marketing industry, use marketing keywords. If you're in the accountancy industry, use accountancy keywords. If you're a solicitor, if you're a florist, if you're in the hotel industry, whatever industry you're in, use keywords that people will be using in search typically, and that's how they will actually find you. Because what happens is they go to the search aspect of LinkedIn and then they search. So for example, people would put in digital marketing and they might put in Ireland and they might find me, and it's the same for any other position that you have as well, that if you put in the keywords, you will be found. Remember as well that some people will only read the summary. They may not scroll down, so sell yourself well. Okay, so here's a summary, and you can see it's my own one. So just, I am a business and marketing coach. I have a combination of 15 years experience and an academic background, which gives me a unique perspective when advising you on your business. So you want something short, to the point. I have a fairly long one, but you can see there at the top that I need to get in what I want to say at the top so that I don't lose people really quickly with a waffly long essay about what I do. Ensuring you have a good heading or intro beside your name is really important. This lets people know what you do and be succinct. Well, in many ways you have to be. You don't have much characters to write. Make sure your email contact details are available. When in business, make sure you include your website details and Twitter account details as well. So this is just another platform which allows people to find you. So for example, some people might love Twitter as well as LinkedIn, and they'll go to your Twitter account. Some people go to your website to see if you've got particular products or services that you don't have listed on your LinkedIn account. And it's part of that information acquisition part of people actually buying from you, that they will maybe look at your LinkedIn profile, then go to your website, to your Facebook page. They'll go to multiple platforms because they want to get to know you. They want to figure out if you're the right person for them. And in marketing, there's an average statistic that says that people will see your brand at least 7 times before they make a buying decision. So that's why it's so important to be on the different platforms, including LinkedIn. When in business, make sure you include your website details, as I said, and your Twitter account details. Always make it easier for customers to find you. Okay, this is just an example of my own. You can see Emma Darcy is my name, and then just my the letters beside my name, just in terms of my master's and my degree. It just shows people that I am educated. I do have the background. I do know what I'm talking about, basically. You can see there I put in owner. That's an interesting one because I took that out intermittently. I do tend to play around with my heading because, who am I appealing to? And sometimes you have to kind of see what works. You've got to kind of get in there and see what's working for you. So really what this does for me, it shows people that I am the owner of the business, and to some people that's really important. So being the owner, they'll actually search out, some people will actually search out owners of businesses. So if you're the owner or the CEO or the managing director or whatever title it is that you have, that you actually put it there, because people tend to love titles, and they'll search via titles as well. So it's very important that you do that. You can see my business is now called Emma-D Marketing, and I have that there because I want obviously people to find me in relation to that. I'm a digital marketing strategist, social media trainer, and a business coach. I'm CMO, which is Chief Marketing Officer at an app called Fun Kid Days, and I also am a speaker, so I give talks at speaking engagements. You can see here then I'm in the marketing and advertising industry, so that's really important that I indicate what industry that I'm in. You can see then again here that my current jobs, if you like, are the CMO of Fun Kid Days, and I'm the owner of Emma-D Marketing. It'll give you a snapshot of my previous, which is University of Limerick, TUI Education, All Security Mobile Shredding, and my education was in the University of Limerick. You can also see as well that I've over 500 connections, so really people don't get to see beyond that. I think I've 1,060 or something like that. So I have been deliberately connecting with people over the last couple of years. Why? Because I am going to be running digital marketing courses and going forward, and it means that I've been developing a relationship with these people over a number of years. So I haven't just popped up and said buy from me. I'm literally developing that all the time, and so that when it comes to the time when I do need to sell, that I do have these connections in place already, and I've built up a reputation for myself. You can see here as well, you get your contact info, and basically that's where you get your email and your phone number if you leave that there as well. Just in terms of your LinkedIn profile, it's also very important to be aware of that you don't use abbreviations. Others may not know what they mean. I can't even spell know, K-N-O-W. So it's very important if you do use abbreviations, actually to write them out fully, because people really might know what you're talking about. Make sure you state what industry you're in, otherwise you will not turn up in search for your specific industry. The same for Google search. So that's really, really important. Ensure you have no typing errors. Often people, it's the same as your CV, you need to make sure that you have no typing errors. That's really, really important. Give prospective clients an idea of the scope of your experience. If you don't include it, how will they know? So it's very important that people get a very clear idea of who you are and what it is you do. Okay, so LinkedIn groups, as I said earlier, are an excellent means of networking online. With specific groups that are of interest to you, for example, you can subscribe to them. Like I would subscribe to marketing, business, and technical groups. You can comment into your articles, engage, and interact. So it's a way of broadening your own network. It amplifies your profile and ensures that people in your own industry get to see and recognize you. So that's really, really important. It allows you to keep up to speed with newer technologies, and you can have up to 50 groups, which is kind of limiting actually in a way if you consider towards Facebook. I find it a bit limiting, but then if you think about it really and truly, how often are you going to be able to dip into 50 plus groups? So they actually keep it to 50 groups, and it is a great way of networking and also keeping up to speed in what's going on in your particular industry at the moment. As I said earlier, you can create your own LinkedIn group. That can be a really, really important aspect of your whole marketing campaign. You become the expert and people refer to your knowledge and they go back to you. Also, it's a way of people, when you are the expert, people will recommend you. They'll make referrals about you. So that's an important aspect of LinkedIn as well. Be the go-to person for the knowledge in your area. It allows you to network and market yourself and your business online. So it's kind of a subtle way of marketing your business. It's kind of going away from that push marketing and going towards that nudge marketing where you're letting people know that you're there, but you're not popping up saying, I'm 50% off, I'm 50% off. So that's really important. Improving your overall presence on LinkedIn is important. If you want to get more targeted referrals, look at who your clients know on LinkedIn. So this is really, I suppose, you're doing a bit of detective work where you're going in, you're seeing who your clients connect to. Can you connect to them? Can you ask to be introduced to some of their list as well? So you can physically ask them, or you could ask them via email and say, hi, I see that you're linked or connected to so-and-so on LinkedIn. I'd really like to get to meet them. Can you make the introduction? Another important thing as well is that you can write what are, to all intents and purposes, a blog article on LinkedIn. So where that is important is that you're the thought leader in your industry. Again, you're establishing yourself as an expert. So really you're marketing yourself in a very subtle way because you're telling people something, you're giving them value, you're doing something for them, and they'll love you for it, and they'll refer to you or refer you on really, really easily because, you're not forcing the issue all the time. It's not sales driven. It's literally about content marketing, creating really, really good content and being a thought leader in your industry through LinkedIn. So here's where you create influential content. So again, if you're in the solicitor or if you're a florist, whatever it is, the industry that you're in, that you are creating influential content. Calls to action can be really important across all social media. So, you know, where you're suggesting to them, download this template, you know, these are my contact details if you'd like to contact me, you know, so on and so forth. You can also target prospects on LinkedIn. So a lot of salespeople use LinkedIn prolifically. So it means that they are targeting certain people. They're trying to get introduced to them through their own contacts. They will, you know, send them in-mails, which are basically emails within LinkedIn. They will literally target certain people. Also, what they can do as well is they can go into the person's profile and get a good sense of who they are. So if a salesperson is meeting somebody tomorrow in a particular company, they might well, you know, look up their profile and see who are they, what are they about, what's their background, and also they'll get a sense of who they are and they'll get to see their pictures, so they'll know who they're meeting. LinkedIn is all about building a community, but it's building a professional community around you. And again, you're nurturing relationships. It's all about the relationship building. Okay, again, you know, your message is really important. The tone of your message on LinkedIn is really important. Visuals are important as well, but it's about strengthening your message, that people come back to you all of the time. Collaboration is very important as well within, you know, business in general. So if you are collaborating with people, strategic alliances and whatnot, it is, you know, LinkedIn can be a really important way of doing that. So you can collaborate with people, you can introduce yourself to people, ask to be introduced to other people. So it can be a way of collaborating with others, particularly when you're a professional, for example. It can be a really good way of collaborating with others. Even when you're in retail, I've given talks to a number of people that are in the hairdressing industry, for example, or other different industries where you don't imagine this collaboration going on, but it makes sense for them in that industry to collaborate in order that they can get people like me in to help them, and so on and so forth. So collaboration can be a wonderful aspect of LinkedIn that people really don't think of typically. Right, well, that's kind of my, you know, my actual PowerPoint presentation. So I'll switch now to LinkedIn just to show you what it's about. And essentially, I suppose this is my profile, as you can see. So sorry that you're going to have to look at me for such a long length of time. But essentially, just to give you a sense of LinkedIn, if you haven't used it before, you can see you've got the home page, which we're looking at now. And this is really very much like any of the social media where you've got the community page going on. So it's whoever I've connected to. If they've posted anything, this is where I will see it, you know, so I can scroll down and see the most recent posts that other people are making. You can see here then as well that I've got my profile. I can edit it, so I can upgrade it. I can see who's viewed my profile. That could be really interesting as well if you've been to a conference, for example, or you want to connect with people. You can see who's viewed your profile, and of course then you can send them a note saying, you know, or an email saying, hey, I see you're looking at your profile, at my profile, can I help you in any way? You know, you can see your updates as well. If you've done any updating or, you know, put anything out there, you will see that as well. Then you have this tab here, which is about connections. It's about keeping in touch. You can add connections, or if you've been to college, you can find your alumni, so other people that you've gone to college with. It's an easier way of finding them. As I said, over 70% of people on LinkedIn actually have degrees, so therefore that's why they've got that in. They're very much college orientated, hence finding your alumni there. Your education then again, very much this is around being in college. A lot of new recruits, you know, when people come out of college, they'll go on LinkedIn and create their profile. It is a way of them getting a job as well. So hence the University Finder, the Field of Study Explorer, and University Rankings. That's why that they're there. Now, if you're looking for jobs as well, based on what you put on your profile, they will send you jobs based on that profile. So for example, I'm obviously in the marketing industry. I get sent marketing jobs every day of the week. If you're a florist, if you're in a hotelier, if you're into golf, whatever it is you're into, you will get sent those very same jobs as well. Here you've got interest on the next tab. So here's where if you create a company profile, this is where this will be. If you're looking at your groups, that's where they will be. And if you're looking at Pulse, and Pulse really is, I suppose the best way of describing it is, you can actually see it here, is it's a lot of articles online, a lot of very well written articles about different industries on LinkedIn. and basically you can sign up for them. So for example, if you're an engineer, you can sign up for engineering news and articles from, you know, really good journals. If you're in education, you can find them as well. If you're in marketing, you know, whatever industry you're in, basically you can find different articles. So it's a really good way of keeping up to speed about the business world in general. It's a really, really fantastic opportunity for people to kind of upskill, if you like, without having to buy courses or go on courses as well. Really, really important aspect of LinkedIn that people just don't realize is you can share updates, okay? So for example, marketing, I could say something about marketing. You can see here I can add in a file and I can create a post as well. Now, I have the option as well of putting this public and also going to my Twitter account. So I've linked my Twitter account to my LinkedIn. So it means, you know, I have the option of sending it out on LinkedIn and equally on my Twitter account. I can make this public or I can send it to my connections as well. So you've got those three options if you want to just say something very small, and you can put it there. Now also what you can do is create a blog post for the world. So you can see here that little pencil. You can tap that there and you can create a post. So if you wait a second, you can see it's very much like a blog post. So you can add an image to bring your post to life. So again, depending what industry you're in, you can find really, really good images to put there. You can see it automatically picks up your profile image. Again, that's why it's so important to have a good profile image. I hope you think that mine is good, but essentially I did go out and I paid somebody to take some good pictures of me smiling and to get good headshot pictures, because I want, you know, if a potential customer comes to my LinkedIn profile, I want them to think that I'm approachable, that, you know, when they make their snap decisions, that they will actually kind of ring me or email me and get in contact with me, and they won't think I'm just like a dour person or whatever the case is, that I don't smile and I'm not easy to get on with, you know, that sort of thing. If you had just kind of a profile picture that wasn't great, you know, it's very important that you don't have party kind of pictures up, that you don't have ones of yourself on holiday or ones that where you're so far back in the picture it's absolutely no way of knowing what you look like. So that's really important. You can see here then as I scroll down, you can write your headline. Again, you know, very much like a blog post, you can add in pictures, an image, you can embed it, you can number list, you know, you can center it, align it, you can bold it, again add a link, you know, you can start writing and you can publish it. And that's the important part. You create the articles, you establish yourself as an expert, and then you publish it. Where does it come up? It comes up on the community feed. And that's really important because that again helps people to see you, reminds them that you're there when they're thinking of using your particular product or service. So that's really, really important, and I'll just go back over that. So you go into this up here and it says share an update. You can put in whatever you want, and then here you go to create a post, the little pencil, and then it'll bring you into your blog post. Okay, so that's really, really important aspect of LinkedIn, completely underutilized in my opinion, and a great way of for you to be seen within your particular industry, or and in general that people get to see you. Also be aware, you know, journalists are often on these types of social media, Twitter in particular and LinkedIn as well. So if they see your article, you know, there's a chance that they'll come across you and maybe be interested in writing about you as well. So, you know, this is truly a way of getting your message out there to kind of a newer platform. And a platform where people have disposable income, whereby they are the decision makers in the household. So they're really the people you want to be talking to, you know. Sometimes it's hard to know on Facebook who you're targeting. And so LinkedIn kind of, I suppose, has a better profile of customers, if you like, in terms of disposable income and whatnot. So really utilize that if you can. Okay, you can see here on the right hand side, it suggests people that I may know. And it'll be the same for you as well, so I can see more as well if I want to. And these people they'll make these recommendations based on people I'm connected to already. So for example, you know, I'm obviously connected to somebody in relation to Laura Stotesbury. I don't know her personally. It says there then that she's a second connection, which means that she's connected to somebody I'm connected to already. Dimna Harty then is another one, and again it's a second connection. Anybody I'm connected to, it'll say they're a first connection, so I'm directly linked to them. So they kind of work in those kind of circles. Ger Clancy then, fundraising, again I'm a second connection to him as well. I can view his profile if I want. I can see more if I click in there, and it will suggest all these people to me that I can connect to. So here it's a connect, add to network, connect. So that can be a great way of you actively going out and connecting with people. What I would recommend is that you do know the people, that you've met them, that you are connected to them in some way. If you're not, that you would actually go about being introduced to them, rather than just popping up and say, hey, I'm here, while if you don't have any similar connections, that's not the worst thing in the world. At least you'll connect to them, but it would be better if you can be introduced to them. It's just a nicer feel, it's less salesy, so if you can do that, it's much, much better. But please, what I tend to do is I tend to connect with people on a fairly regular basis. So if I go out to like a networking group, if I'm giving a talk, if I'm going meeting people in general, I will connect with them afterwards. I'll say, hey, connected with however I'm connected to them, and say hi, and I will connect to them, and therefore I'm building a relationship with them. They'll get to see my articles, maybe interested in them, and so on and so forth. So that's a really important aspect of LinkedIn. Just to show up here, you can see the little envelope. So basically people can send me like direct messages, kind of like an email if you like. So a lot of people, you can see here, somebody marked research and data, I can reply to them, I can delete it, and essentially he's writing to me because we're directly connected, and he's, I suppose, in a way selling something. So that's what you can do if you like. This guy's telling me about his new website, and Dave Sheehan is always, he's putting out different articles every week or every 2 weeks, and I get notifications about them. And you can see I haven't even read those two, but I will do in due course. I had a quick look at them, and they're not immediate, so I haven't answered them. Here you can see people notifications, so like a little flag can give you notification about who's viewed your profile or endorsed me, or who's published a post and whatnot, in relation to who I'm connected to. Then you can see the little head, and this really is about people that want to connect with me. So if you look here, it's saying Angela Matthews, who's a volunteer board with a chairman at Boys Town, somebody looking for new opportunities, Sean Dolan, see all, there's quite a few of them there. So I usually, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever, I will go in and I will see, do I know them, do I want to connect with them. You can see here there's a list of their pending invitations of people that I may know, and I can, just up here, see more, and I can click the tick mark to accept the invitation, or X if I don't want to. And I suppose just scrolling down there, there's different people that I've met actually at conferences and whatnot, that over time, they mightn't do it actually immediately, they look to connect with me. Okay, I'll go back to the home page. You can see here it just takes a couple of seconds to go through, and other things to look for are, here you've got all of the ads, just who you've recently visited as well. You can see here in the right hand corner there, or the right hand side, who I recently visited, and also you can see here who's viewed my profile again. So if you want to look at that, you can see as well if your profile views are down or up in the last 15 days. And I suppose just to point out as well that LinkedIn, as I'm using it at present, is free, but you can pay for it, and there's different kind of offerings as to how much you can pay and what you get for it. Usually what it means is that you can send in-mails, which are basically emails on LinkedIn, to people that you're not connected to when you pay. So I suppose you've got to decide, are you a salesperson? Do you need to connect with certain people that you are not connected to at present? I have done it in the past, and just the business I'm in, it just was not worth the investment. I think it was around €30 a month or something like that, $30 rather, and I just personally felt it wasn't worth it. That I did have a platform on LinkedIn, I was ticking whatever boxes that I wanted to tick. So I suppose really what I point out there is that it's really important to understand what your overall objectives are. What do you want to achieve in your business? What goals do you have for this year in particular? And does LinkedIn lend itself to that? If you're going all out on LinkedIn, maybe that is for you, that you actually look at LinkedIn Premium. So I suppose when you're making your decision, it can only be a personal decision. That can be the way to do it. You can see here that my LinkedIn network, I have 1,058 connections, and that I'm then potentially linked to 11,378,143 professionals. How is that happening? Well, basically, they have what they call, what I call rather, the multiplier effect, which means that for everyone I'm connected to, equally I'm connected in a second degree way to their second and third connections. Or rather, sorry, to their first connection. So it means that it amplifies out my message to this potential number. Okay, now that's quite a large number, as you can see, but what it shows you is the potential and the opportunities within LinkedIn and within social media in general, that when you connect to one person, you are not just connected to that one person, you are equally connected to their connections as well. They will start to see your stories popping up as well. So for example, you can see that Ashley McKeown, who I'm connected to, has updated her profile, so if I like that, equally her connections will see it as well, you know. So you can be quite specific, you know, the particular posts that you like and comment and share on. So if you want to be seen in a particular group by a particular person, that you would start liking and sharing their particular posts, you know, so that kind of makes sense. Here it's suggesting some groups I may like. I'm already up to 49. I'm in probably too many of them as it is. But you can see there's digital marketing, networking groups, social media marketing, teaching social media. The reason that they're sending me these particular groups or suggesting them is based on my profile. So again, that's why that's so important. You can see here there's an article from the New York Times that I've subscribed to online, and you know, all of this sort of stuff will start to pop up as well. I connected to the Enterprise Ireland startup classes, come to Dublin Castle. So you will see a lot of very business orientated, obviously, topics coming up, and they can be, you know, really important because you mightn't see them anywhere else, you know. So it's like, I love LinkedIn. It's a fantastic resource that is completely underutilized in my opinion. So I will just scroll back up to the top and I'll just show you a couple of things. We're getting near the end of the hour, and I must apologize because it seems like there's been quite a problem with the software and people seeing this, so I will send you all the replay, and sorry about the stopping and starting, and apologies. I will have it set up properly for the next one. So just a couple of quick things before I go that I'd like to show you. You know, first of all, companies. You know, if you want to put up your company profile, well, that's fine. What I have found in my experience is that people want to connect to people. They don't necessarily want to connect to a company. So all social media is about being social. So you already probably have a website to some degree, and most people go to that. What I tend to do is, yes, I fill out my company profile, but I don't really do anything with it. You know, it's there, people can find it, but essentially what I want to do is be social on social media, and I completely focus on just my personal profile. I don't really look into the companies at all. Now, while LinkedIn are trying to push people that way, personally, I have run other people's LinkedIn accounts, and in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of time, to be honest. You can see here as well, you can go into groups. So for example, I'm in lots of marketing groups, obviously, and it'll show you some of them. If I view more, as I said, I'm in 49. You know, this is membership pending, so on and so forth. So some people, there is a way of actually stopping people just joining your groups. You can make them very private, and that can be a really, really good selling point to them as well. So, you know, they're all of my ones, and I suppose really they're specific to my industry in marketing, so that's why I go and do that. And as I said, you can create your own groups as well, and how you do that is if you scroll right down to the bottom, you can see find a group, so you can search or create a group as well. They kind of make it a bit hard, actually, really. They put it right down at the end where you can't see it, but if you scroll down to the end of your groups, you may not have as many as me, and you just click there and create a group, and it's really quite simple after that. That's in another webinar, I think. But it just takes you through it. It's quite intuitive. Then if I click into Pulse, like I was just talking about, and you can see here your news, so basically different news that I subscribe to, they will be posted here. You know, so that is really, you know, a great resource. So why are consumers jaded by marketing messages? So these are really important articles for me to kind of have a look at maybe once a week at least and see what's going on. That's social impact accounting, social customer experience, leadership and management. So all the different articles that I've signed up for, you can see them there. It shows top posts, which are really the most popular ones. And if you want to go looking as well, you can find on the Discover as well. You can see here like 243,000 people have liked this, 14 secrets of really persuasive people. So these are like trending topics, if you like, on LinkedIn, and there's some super articles here, so it's well worth a look. Now, if you go back to your profile then, you can see here in the drop-down menu, I'll just quickly show you, running out of time, but basically when you hit the Edit Profile, and then you scroll down here, you can see here beside everything the little pencil. So when you click in there, you can change that. So I can change it to a different name if I so wish. I can change, this is your headline. That's really important. That's what people see beside your picture, and that's what they associate you with. So it's really important that you fill that out correctly, that you also state what industry you're in, because again, when people are searching for you, you want them to find you within your specific industry. That's really important. They can see what you're currently doing, 500 plus connections, that they get your contact info. So basically they can get my email, my phone number if they wish. You can see there, sorry, now to go to profile, edit profile again, scroll down. And what that means is you can go to your summary. I was talking about that earlier. Really important that you write a really good summary. You can see there you can edit as well. Just click the pencil and it allows you to edit. Now, more recently, you can add a document, you can add a photograph, you can add a link, you can add a video, you can add a presentation. So it's a super way of highlighting your expertise, in particular when you're a professional, person. That's a really, really good way of showcasing what you do. Then it really just goes through like a CV, just what I've done in terms of my past professional life, and also it shows recommendations. So this is really, really important in my opinion, because people who have said that they worked with me and that they found me good. So when somebody that doesn't know me comes to my profile, it's a very good tactic to have quite a few recommendations there, because it means people will see that others have worked with you and, hey, what did they say? What did they think of her? And it helps with that buying decision. So that's, again, more information acquisition and a really, really important aspect. So different kind of recommendations there, and you can see I have had so many roles in my life which do help me now when I work with loads of different businesses, but at the time, I suppose over the years I've just worked in quite a lot of different industries. You can add a position there if you want to as well, and if you have some volunteer work that you've done, you would need to put that in there as well. Any projects that you've done that you want to highlight, you can add a project, change it around, what was involved in it, who was on it, the team members. That can be really important as well, because it gives a sense of who you are, what you're involved with. Okay? So you can see here then what else people have endorsed me for. Social media, 64 times, 51 for digital marketing, 41 for market research. So other people have endorsed me, and that can be good for your profile as well, that people are endorsing you for specific professional things that you do. It also shows that I know about CRM, customer relationship management, online marketing. So I have literally said that I do these. So I ticked all of these. Again, you can add to them. Just click on the pencil and you can add to them as well. So that's a great way of doing things. You can add more skills. You can say what languages you speak. Again, that can be important if you have a French person that's just moved to Ireland, for example, or to the UK, and they want to work with you and they want to know, yes, you've got a good level of French, so they can engage with you in French as well. This is just my degree and my master's and any other training that I've done as well, the school, my interests as well. Because sometimes people want to know that you're interested in the same thing. So I obviously did horse riding, horse racing, walking, sailing and skiing. So just, to write those in as well. Again, these are my recommendations. I listed them there right at the end. Again, sometimes it's quite clunky the way that LinkedIn is done, but it is really, really good to have recommendations. So, and the thing is to ask to be recommended, right? And I highly recommend you do this. And you literally ask your connections to recommend you. So you say, what do you want to be recommended for? And you choose whatever role it's for, and then you ask specific people, and then you send that to them, and that they will write a recommendation for you. So it's really, really important. So yeah, that's great. So I suppose really I want to wrap up. I've gone over the hour, and apologies for not being able to log in. I think some of you might be on Google Plus right now, and hopefully you can hear me and that everything's okay. I will send out a replay so that you'll get everything together. I would like to thank everyone. This is my actual first webinar. Unfortunately, the technological side did not work so well, but I've learned from that. So I will run another one maybe this week just so people can log in again. And as I said, I will send out the replay so that you don't have to wait for that. So thank you all. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email at emma@emmadmarketing.ie. I'll post that up, and I will be emailing you all as well. So thank you all so much, and I am delighted that you were here. All right, so thank you, and to the next time. Let me just go back here. Oh great, I see somebody was actually online. It was really hard to tell if people were online or not, so I kind of was working with the idea that they weren't. So marketing resources, it is working. That's fantastic. Delighted. So I will actually send you the replay, everyone. And again, sorry now people couldn't really log in today. It was actually my first webinar, and for some reason it just wasn't connecting to the webinar itself. And I think people were just in Google Hangouts and not necessarily in the webinar jam. I will iron that out, and I will send you all the link as well, so you can watch it. The great thing about this software is that they create YouTube videos, and so you can actually watch it again, which is great. So it's a wonderful facility. So if anyone's any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm delighted to be doing this, and I was a bit nervous beforehand, but I think it's gone okay. And just take this off so people can actually see me. So hey, for anyone that can see me on Google+, and you know, sorry again it didn't really work. You know, with the webinar jam today, but I will iron that out for the next day. And if you have any questions, please feel free. My email is let's see, Emma@EmmaDMarketing. So Emma@emmadmarketing.ie. If anyone wants to email me and ask any questions, please feel free to do so. Okay, so I've you know, gone through LinkedIn and different aspects of it. I really hope that this information helps. I found LinkedIn personally to be really, really helpful for me. I'm a B2B business, you know, and people find me all the time, not through my website, funny enough, but typically, although I have a new one coming out with MD Marketing, maybe they'll find me better with that one. But essentially, people find me on LinkedIn and Twitter. That's how they find me, and I found it a fantastic resource. I've put things out on LinkedIn, and it's amazing the comments I get back. And interestingly, even, you know, the headline that I showed you, I changed it to the CMO of Fun Kid Days there a while back, and by the following morning I had several messages congratulating me and, oh, what's that, and asking me different things. So if you're wondering, is it working? Yes, it is. People do see it. So, you know, have the faith in social media, keep consistently with it. It really does work, and it's a great way of marketing your business. The one thing I'd suggest is trying to schedule and kind of, you know, look at how your strategy is around social media. So in other words, that you're not spending 2 and 3 hours a day doing it, that you're literally sitting down maybe at the start of the week on a Sunday night or Friday afternoon or whatnot, you decide, and that literally you know what you're doing for the next week, and some people even for the next month. It's really, really helpful. Many of my clients don't really want to do it at the start, but are so glad when they do. So again, thank you all so much, and I will send you the replay. Thank you.